Hello everyone. So today's video is about kids and sports and what I love about kids sports. Now, if you have a toddler, this isn't quite so much for you, but I will say that if you have a toddler, a preschooler, a child in early elementary, it's not recommended that you have your kids in organized sports yet. They're just learning about their bodies, how their bodies work. Now, with that being said, of course, I love swimming as an option. Since my kids have all done it, I also feel like because it's a full body workout and it doesn't pound on the kids while they're developing on their bones, it's still a great sport for kids and every kid should learn how to swim. So with that caveat, it is really not a good idea to get kids into organized sports until they're into the later elementary school years. Now, here's what I love about sports for kids. It teaches so much about life. The first thing it teaches is there are no shortcuts. There's no shortcut to being great at a sport. You have to work at it. You have to put in the practice. And that's life. There are no shortcuts in life. And this is a great lesson for kids to learn early on. Another thing kids learn is that there's always going to be someone who's more talented than you. There's always going to be someone in life who's better looking, smarter, more talented in certain areas. But what it comes down to is hard work. And a lot of times the hard work can make up for that talent in some cases. If there's almost as much talent, but you work harder, you can get there. A lot of times it just has to do with that hard work. And the same is true with any area in life. You're going to find somebody who's better than you at pretty much everything in life, and you just have to work harder. And here's one of the things I'm working on with my son right now, is that practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. It means being mindful, knowing what you need to work on, and focusing very hard in every moment of your practice to overcome any bad habits that you've created. So, for instance, my son was terrible at flip turns on his freestyle. He did not like doing them. He would do the open turns, touch the wall and turn. Well, the flip turns can cut off seconds on every lap if you do it well. So then he started doing the flip turns, but he would pop to the surface right away. Well, he's pushing against the surface of the water, creating surface tension, pushing against that surface tension and slowing him down. He also would take off with one arm above his head. Well, he needs to streamline with two arms above his head, and that will make him much more hydrodynamic. So these are all things that he's learning. If he keeps practicing it wrong, doing the flip turns, popping to the surface, pushing off with one arm, he's never going to get better at the flip turns, and he's not going to cut that time in those areas. So perfect practice makes perfect, or working towards that perfection in that particular area will make perfect. In addition, there's a couple of don'ts that I want to share with parents with kids in sports. Number one, it needs to be fun. Don't be that crazy parent that takes this way too seriously. It has to be fun for the kids. Now, we have a friend who is a referee for his kids' soccer team, and he leaves these games sometimes and fears for his life. That's ridiculous. Like, a parent volunteer should never fear for their life during a grade school, elementary, soccer, or baseball, or any other game. This is just crazy. This is supposed to be fun. And what happens is that what they're finding is that once kids hit that 11, 12, 13 age range where they actually should be more competitive, where things are getting more competitive, is they're quitting, they're leaving. It's not fun anymore. There's so much pressure, there's so much stress that it's just not fun. And kids are quitting and leaving sports. They're also getting injured because they're getting pushed too hard too early for their bodies. So don't be that crazy parent. And the other don't reward your kids for a good performance in sports. Don't be buying them things. Don't be giving them money. I have heard this from other parents around in sports, offering them toys, offering them stuffed animals, offering them money if they have a good performance. Please don't be this parent. This is just unnecessary. And unfortunately, it works against their own internal motivation for the sport. They need to do it because they love it. They need to do it because it's fun. They need to do it because their friends are there. They need to do it because they want to shave that time off, or they want to be a better player, or they want to be able to get those goals. They want to be able to run around other kids and get into that goal. Whatever they're working on in their sport, this is why they do it. Not because mom or dad is going to take them out for a really nice dinner, or buy them a stuffed animal, or pay them for their performance. For now, make it fun, be proud of them, be excited for them. And if they don't have a stellar game or a stellar event or a stellar swim meet or whatever, that's okay. What you can do is ask them what they learned. You can ask your child how they felt about that practice or that game or that event or that meet or whatever they were in, and see what they come up with. And then you can help them troubleshoot if they say they weren't happy with their performance. Then you can talk with them about what they can do better the next time and what they'd like to work on.